Midweek Point and Clique. That's very cute. That's nice. I like that title.
Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Steve, you doing well?
Yep.
Excellent. That's good to hear. Have a bit of a cold this week, so I'll sound a bit rough, but I've got a Dr. PP in hand, so it's all good to go.
But I don't think that doctor is medically trained.
Oh, he's the most proficient doctor of all. All right, I got to share the game with you, don't I? Let's do that. All right. Oops. All right, you should be able to see that coffee.
Yep.
Cool. Bring this back up. Here we go. Okay. Cool. So, what do we remember from last time? Punched a lot of dudes out, which was kind of cool. There was a lot of fighting.
Huge underground section.
Mm.
It's my main memory.
Yes, like a labyrinthine type. Yeah, it was like a maze, really. Even when trying to jot it down on a piece of paper, I couldn't actually work it out. So it was all memory, I guess. But then we found some dudes to punch out. There were a whole lot of people to fight, including a huge Nazi named Arnold. And we had to use a boulder to take him out.
Yep.
And then we found this lady, Sophia, down in the hole. We've got this fish now. And when we use that...
It's pointing at Sophia's necklace.
Exactly. Yeah, so it points to that. What is it called?
Power. Atlantium power. It's like a...
Orochium or something?
Yeah, Orochium, yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, we got here.
Judging from it, it seems to be like some sort of weird nuclear power thing, but with no radiation or ill effects.
Exactly, yeah. But right now we're kind of a little bit stuck only because we've got this captain that will chart us to go out and try and find Atlantis, but he needs coordinates, which is fine. We went out there and we tried to guess, but we got it wrong. This is something we haven't collected yet. Let me crack open this Dr. Pepper while we think. That's the good stuff right there, Steve.
On a serious note, if that doctor is practicing, then I'm going to report him to the medical board.
Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh.
Boy, it's Dr. Pepper time.
Tongs, Zaddy fine. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. You know what? When you're sick, I think the best medicine is some Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, cause all the bugs in your system to just commit suicide as it moves through your system.
So harsh. So harsh. It's 23 flavors of deliciousness.
Yes, we're getting the coordinates. The one thing I don't know, I did have a flashback last session of that boat, like going on the boat and putting equipment on and going in. But it could be other games have done that.
Yeah. Possible. I have a feeling there's something here we're missing. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, what was that? There was something here just a second ago.
There's something in the forest.
Is it
So I
alcove
thought
or
it might have
something?
been something we explored.
Gap?
Yeah, so I don't think we found that.
Look.
Nothing here.
Oh,
Nothing here.
great.
Oh, that's nasty. But then what is the gap in the
Notch?
mountains if it's not something to go to?
Maybe we have to go there later.
Nothing here.
Nothing in the notch either.
Pull the notch? Maybe? Like do something. Oh,
Ooh,
cleft.
it's the cleft, but this is where we found the Jeep, I think.
Oh, so those are red herrings for finding this area. And there's the rock formation that looks like a fighter jet.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't pick that up.
I remember when I was doing the was it Takes Two or A Way Out? I think it was A Way Out stream with Robert Alley. And he's telling the chat how he likes the feeling of being sick. What a psycho. It's the worst feeling.
Looks like the collapsed entrance to an underground chamber. Who knows? Maybe it led straight to Atlantis.
Walk path to landscape. Walk to truck.
I reckon this is produced by like not the regular Scum LucasArts team.
Why is that?
Well, the initial thing was like the death thing, but also I noticed the last session, but only till we've gotten to this area that
This looks
they
like a
sometimes
natural
draw
gas
something
fissure.
that's hard to draw in pixel art, like the rocks to the left aren't as bad as some of the other examples. But there's an example before where there's like a rock, there's like a dirt formation, and it just kind of looked bad, like because it looked bad because it was so samey, and they haven't figured out a way to draw it such a way that it looks more natural. I know there just seems to be less, not as much as the standard LucasArts polish on some of the things.
I can't move it.
Or maybe they were rushed because then a lot of it is very LucasArtsy, so maybe they were rushed or they had another team
That doesn't
do
seem to
some of the
work.
filling work.
Come on, fish. Can't
It's
see
not
it.
pointing anywhere.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that feeling too, Artie Fine. You're right. That's kind of like a good one because it's almost like a reward for what you've done. But catching a cold off somebody because they're a son of a bitch that should have stayed home. Different.
Someone that calls me a filth bag, and I don't spread diseases.
Listen to you spluttering as well. It's not even me.
This is just from well, this one's definitely gone because it's from like 3 weeks ago, but my lungs just take a while to restore themselves.
It's really vague of what we need to do there.
Could this be maybe something in the notes? Like, I don't know, because I would have thought there'd be at least something from the island we've got to see.
Nah, this is more just for the sunstones and everything, I think. Unless there's the other. What's this one here?
This was taken a long while ago, when I thought we might like each other.
Huh.
I thought it was from that photo. I almost thought it was going to be was it Ravenwood, the love interest in two of the indie films?
I'm not too sure. Is one of them was the mother of Indy's son in the next one, right?
Yeah, the Crystal Skull one. It was her, and she's also love interest in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
like literally nothing to do here. Let's talk to the captain again.
Ahoy there.
You again. What do you want?
Let's go.
Fine by me. Where are we going?
Let's go
26 miles from here.
In what direction?
Northeast?
You can't just guess. We gotta just do. I'm not sure. We gotta figure it out before we.
I'm not sure.
Just guess
I'm
random
all
things.
ears,
That means
Steve.
I can't help
I'm
you.
all ears. Nothing's
Is
highlighted.
there, was there a bit of, so if you go back to the book, is there a bit about, because I remember there's something
Why
about
do I keep looking at
distances.
her?
That's a good question, Indy. Why do you?
So go for which of the tabs, because I thought there was one bit where it did go through distances. It's a bit where they're disagreeing with each other.
30,000 miles away or 3,000 miles?
Okay, that's probably the bit I was remembering.
That's what I remember as well. Oh,
What do
hang
you
on.
mean?
Ah, Lee, how you doing? Good to see you. Lesser 24. This would be it, right? Because there was like, I think there was 24 miles, and this is off by 100. North.
Yeah, so let's set up the fact that it could be off by that much.
So what if it's 24 miles north? All right, and then we've got 49 miles to the south. Let's see what options are there.
So is this lesser or the greater? And it'd be the opposite, so... So there's a lot of... Yeah.
Trying to work out maps, Lee.
So 24 north means if we can do 24 south with that guy, then that could be it.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Ahoy
But we
there.
also need to know the
You again. What do you
colony
want?
that it's...
Let's go.
Fine by me. Where are we going?
So yeah, so 24 is the closest number that we've got.
24 miles from here.
In what direction?
South.
South.
South of Thera.
Are you sure you know what you are doing?
Absolutely not.
Yes, of course.
I guess we can try again. If we get lucky, I'll be rich.
Hell
That
yeah.
feels like that scene from Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan.
All right, we're in
Never
position.
seen it.
Exactly where you requested. Go to it.
That little chime there sounds like that Wu-Tang song again.
It's a convenient place to stow things.
Alright, let's do it.
It's a repaired diving suit with an air hose attached. Sophia, would you do the honors?
Absolutely. We had to use... I think we had to use this to use this, if I remember correctly.
It's a device
take
to
note of
lift
this.
heavy objects.
Spock, over, because it's open comms, he says it's hard to judge times. Days could be hours, could
Better
feel like
turn that
days, days
compressor
could
on
feel like
first.
weeks. And he's giving a hint to the fact that his other
Here I go again.
estimates are
Better
off.
luck this time.
Well, this is better. We didn't get this last time. He just jumped straight back up.
Hey, what happened? Don't stop. Atlantis is right below me.
Below me.
Oh no!
What's that
What's up?
shadow pulling alongside the boat?
This is just like Man of
Kerner.
Medan.
Perfect. Another slimy creature oozing up from the depths.
Now, Fräulein Hapgood, I have no wish to shoot you. Don't make me change my mind.
What mind?
I see you've acquired some bad manners from your friend Charles. Where is he, may I ask?
Where do you think
Back
he is?
on Thera. You'll never find him.
Really? What do you say, Captain?
I
He's
brought
not
them
here,
both
then
like
I'll
you
show
told
him
me.
it's okay to
Captain.
cut off the air
I
supply.
tried to keep Jones from diving, but he's a very determined man.
He's a snitch.
Now he's a dead man. One rude archaeologist is quite enough for my purposes.
Blub. Blub indeed.
Whoa!
Gonna tie a knot in the end. The water doesn't get in.
Oh boy, I've got maybe 3 minutes of air in my suit. Better start hiking.
Okay.
I guess we go.
Blub. There we go. First cave. Let's see what's here.
Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
I don't think. Just realized only 3 minutes. Guybrush would have given us 10 minutes without an
Absolutely.
air supply.
Nothing.
I wonder if it's always the last one.
Hmm.
Is that you, Steve, or is that Indiana Jones?
It's Indy. You can tell from the cough. It's the second thing that's purposely misspelled, even though it doesn't make as much sense.
It's German.
Nothing.
So there's also the,
Nothing.
was it Clique? Was K-L-I-K?
Is that Mortal Kombat spelling?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Has to be this one then, right? There's nowhere else.
Just a couple of minutes left. Where's that entrance?
Oh, okay. We got more.
There's a loop. No, loops, didn't it?
Sure
Yeah.
feels good to be out of that diving suit.
Just happens to be a lot of air in here.
Amazing. I must be hundreds of feet below sea level, yet there's enough air pressure to keep the water out. It's impossible.
It's like
Except
a
if that were really
Star
true,
Wars hangar.
I'd be dead.
Or it's like a tunnel under a set of train tracks with a graffiti on the side.
Oh, we got a ladder.
It feels like a steep, rocky incline. The ladder is in place.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
It feels
I
like
can
a
see it.
stone box. It's open. It's a metal rod with an opening on one end.
Yeah.
Is his eyes getting used to the dark and it's just showing us more and more?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
It feels like a spindle for the stone discs.
I don't think I use it until the place is lit up.
Not with that attitude. Try.
It feels like a stone disc. It's too dark to see what I'm doing.
Yeah,
There
I
you
told
go.
you.
Yeah. Well, you know.
It feels like a metal door.
What's this thing up here?
It feels like a statue. I can't see what I'm doing.
True. Wow, it's getting much lighter. That's such a cool effect. No, we don't now at least, Tongs.
It's a little face. We use
It's
this
a metal
spiral thing.
rod with an opening on one end.
Notice there's no look option because we're in the dark.
Oh, it's touch. Okay.
Yeah.
Surely that's something.
Yeah. I wonder if we just have to wait till our eyes adjust and then we can use it. Or does this give off light? The gold box?
Or if there's a receptacle for the Arachimalium, whatever they're
It
called.
feels like a
Maybe
metal
it's
door.
Yeah. I'll try and
light up something.
I can't see what I'm doing.
Oh, what if we... Ha
There we go.
Nice.
I didn't seem to do anything.
I couldn't remember. I was going... Let's see. It was... Darkness was lit up by the full moon. And then, oh, that city there. It needs to be West Sea.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't seem to do anything.
Ah, yeah, bollock. Okay. Have a look again. It's the wrong page, isn't it? This one. Nope. This one.
That was that one.
It was that one?
It was glorious sun blazing alone upon the western sea.
Glorious sun blazing alone. What? There's the noon sun. Western sea.
So have we haven't done the Noonstone, the Worldstone one, have we?
Yeah, we did once. And
Okay.
it showed us that map. Thing is, though, I'm so sure this would be it. Is it setting sun at the top or rising sun?
That could be it. No, it's not because
I didn't seem to do anything.
I remember the two like circles were on the right.
Okay, what do we got here? Moonstone was also needed. Darkest night.
So sunset
hang
at top.
on. This is the first one. Sunstone. Sunset. Okay. Sunset at the horns. Okay.
And
Okay.
darkest night at the full moon.
Okay, that should be it. Setting sun, darkest night, lit by the full moon, and we want the it's the Western Sea.
I didn't seem to do anything.
What are you doing to us, game? Oh, final entrance yields only to contrary minds. So the opposite, right? Okay. Shit, how are we going to do this?
Yeah, I don't know what the opposite. I don't know how to apply the opposite though. Maybe instead of setting and rising, I guess is the opposite.
Yeah. And then... there.
But that has to be
What do you
same as
mean?
before. Because by doing it the opposite that West Sea is now again by the shining sun. So it's got to still be where it was before.
I didn't seem to do anything.
I'll try it with the...
The mouth of the statue opened.
There you go.
Well, that's probably a double negative because East Sea's got a West Sea as well.
Yeah. Mouth is open. We can use the staff in the mouth.
I don't think that'll
That's
work.
always your solution.
Use oracle.
I don't think that'll work.
Use the whip.
I don't think that'll work.
Oh no, this one. Okay, so that's actually nothing. does it mean this mouth opened?
That face looks pretty happy though. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's a statue, and its mouth is open.
Nom nom nom. Do you reckon he's going to say, I'll take these discs with me? No. Oh, I remember this section. Boy, do I.
Looks like we gotta avoid Nazis while going through it as well.
Yep.
Oh man.
This is the bit I remember distinctly in this game. If only we had a Psycho here.
Oh, quick.
Ooh.
I thought it was going to continue forward, but it looks like you're supposed to just
This
go to
must be
different
Crab
rooms.
Central.
Crab Central.
This must be Crab Central. That doesn't seem to work. Why, it's pointing at me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, put the thing, yeah.
It's not pointing anywhere. There must not be any orichalcum nearby.
This could be just a breathing point, maybe?
I think we have to come back here later.
This must be Crab Central.
Ooh.
It's carved to look like a beetle. It's carved to look like a beetle. It appears to be a tube running back into the machine. I don't think that'll work.
Maybe we make some more orichalcum.
Funnels are what you pour liquids into.
That is true. Oh, maybe we're meant to collect water with the clay jar.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the vase.
Alright. Well, you know what? Cheat. Oh no. Cheating won't work here. Damn.
The jar is now full of water.
Hell yeah, finally a use for this jar. Absolutely nothing. I wonder what they're going to call this room.
Room.
Oh man, I wish it didn't take Indy like 26 years to climb these steps.
Midweek Point and Clique. That's very cute. That's nice. I like that title.
Here goes.
Guess it doesn't like water.
What?
It's an empty clay jar.
Oh, okay. Oh, these... Come on, Indy.
It's a bronze wheel. It's a bronze wheel. I can't move it. I can't move it. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. I can't move it. I can't move it. It's an empty bowl.
Okay, let's explore the other rooms first.
Mm.
Where am I? I like that they've darkened the rooms that are actually rooms. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Robot parts?
You'd think the Atlanteans wouldn't be such slobs.
Oh, hello.
Why bother? There's nothing but junk here. It must have been part of some ancient machine.
Sweet. We could probably put that in the other machine.
Yeah. The bronze spoke.
See where this goes. Oh shit.
Whole different section. Whereas the one below you was probably the quicker one to go to.
Yeah, I'll go through there. Oh. Still nothing. Okay, cool. So it's a shortcut back here. Gee, that looks suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is... It's harder to notice the grates that are to the right, but yeah, this one has another one.
You have to fight them. It's like a random encounter, Tonks. Oh. How'd you get caught? Oh, I see. How'd you get brought down, though?
It seems to be an air vent. I can't reach it from here. I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, me neither.
It seems to be an air vent.
It does.
I better not. The guard might hear me.
Yeah.
It seems to be an air vent.
How do I go back to where I was, though?
I don't think that'll work. It won't budge. It won't budge. It won't budge.
Okay. Thank goodness. Haven't been down here. Oh shit. Ooh.
Looks like something is missing. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work.
I'd suggest that that gear isn't for that other room either, if he doesn't have like a used blah with the bronze cog.
Yeah.
What an archaeological find.
Okay, missing the other. Where am I? Oh, there.
He's about to get go. Oh no. Turned away at
there's
the last
someone
minute.
I suppose we... Oh, okay.
Us.
It won't budge.
Or use him with the Sentry statue. Like, activate it.
Yeah.
Yes. Beat the crap out of him. Playing the goofy music. Oh, there it goes.
Jesus.
Oh, murdered him. What?
Sweet.
I can't from here.
Okay. Well, making good progress. We've already killed one person.
Fatality.
It looks like a stone fish head.
Yeah.
It looks like a cross between a bull and a fish.
Hey, how's it going?
Yay, Michael. How you doing?
Those aren't helpful, the room descriptions.
Rude.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I thought
nothing.
that was just for the nondescript ones, not for ones like this where you get the fish head.
Yeah, I do sound like death. You're right. Vroom. Nazi's gone though.
Yeah.
What a
There's a
bullshit
room
room
there that
is.
has... Yeah, I was about
Is
to
there?
point that out. It's where the drugs are hidden.
Mm.
False wall.
Oh.
Now here's a weird fucking door.
Artie, fine. Good timing. I got so confused because I don't remember what that was from. Oh, that's great. Love it.
Hey, was that something? Go back in that room. Because there's something that showed on top of Indy when he walked past it. To the right of that? Down on the ground? Is that little line of pixels? To the right. No. Sorry, I thought it might have been something because it was in front of Indy when he walked past it.
Right. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Or maybe not.
Room.
Oh, this is a thing where you can't get out of it except for those ducts.
Thankfully, we've got goodies to pick up. Looks like we're going to have to go
Yeah.
back through our secret passageways. I do want to go this way though.
Have we done all the rooms in this section?
Yep. If he comes this way, I'm just gonna... This way. Oh, okay. Oh,
Halt! We don't like people who get in our way, especially not the likes of you, Head Jones.
Another Nazi stooge. think I should backtrack here.
Come back and fight like a man.
Sweet. Don't have to fight him at all. Oh, fuck it.
Chance. You never learn.
Don't be too sure. I'm tired of running. But not that tired.
Run, you coward.
Okay. Let's see if he moves. Oh, I guess we do have to fight him. Okay. Let's do it.
Dr. Jones. You got away before, but not this time.
Don't be too sure. Let's see you on the run for a change.
Enough talk.
Yeah, look at that.
Looks like he's got some rations.
Ooh,
Oh, we did need to take him out. Fat West.
Heinz sausage.
He's unconscious.
Feed those to the cabs.
Yeah, maybe. What is this?
So
It's
the
got a
legs are cut
wide
off for
open
steak.
mouth.
Oh, okay.
That's
Put my
exactly
sausage
like-
in its mouth.
exactly
I don't
how
think
it
that'll
looked
work.
like him.
That doesn't seem to work.
We don't have any. Oh, we do.
Uh-oh, that didn't work very well.
No, it didn't.
It seems to be blocking the doors.
Weird, I can't interact with the head at all.
Next, then what was it for? Just waste a knock Rockium for
I
nothing?
can't move it. It seems to be blocking the doors. That doesn't seem to work.
Right.
Hey, Taki.
Psycho, welcome in. Wow, that was a disaster. Oh, okay, so try this one. Yeah. Sentry room. Okay, so we've been here. We've done a full... How are we going to get there, though?
It's a long way around, but he can get there.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, there's that other room in the meantime, in between those. Yeah, that one.
And this one.
Yeah, but then that's past the Nazi.
Oh, another dead end.
At least we can do that one now.
Well, there's an outer rim, too. Oh.
I don't think that'll work.
Damn.
Clip City.
Looks deep. Looks deep.
Yeah,
It
Michael,
could
I
be
was
useful in the right spot.
I was really enjoying Mini
Looks
of the
deep.
Month, but then I stopped getting minis. How could it be useful? We've got no more.
It's not pointing anywhere.
What's the name of the room?
Statue room.
Statue room.
Oh shit.
Dr.
Yeah.
Jones, is it?
That's
now
me.
we've got you. Another Nazi stooge. Let's see how big a goon you really are. Enough talk!
Schnell.
He doesn't have anything worth taking.
All right. Now we can take our time. Psycho was saying before you came in that this is the part that I remember more than anything about this game. This big maze. Ooh, who is this? Ooh, a snake.
It looks just like that eel statue in Iceland.
Except for we don't have any more stuff, Oritrium or whatever. Oh wait. I feel we have so many things in our inventory now. We should be good. I know I sound like shit, but this Dr. Pepper is making me feel way better.
I don't think that'll work.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's what made me think it wouldn't be useful on that.
Well, that looks much better.
Oh, okay, that works there.
I don't think that'll work.
Okay, so now we need to get some water then.
What do we need another? I guess we could try. I thought I needed another liquid.
It was that machinery room. Why is it listed as the crab room?
Oh, we didn't get any of that liquid, did we?
Which
I
liquid?
guess that was plain water anyway.
Well, we can here.
The jar is now full of water. I don't think that'll work.
I have a feeling that this will be used for a dog somewhere, like a Nazi dog.
That doesn't seem to work. It's after me. Statue room, normal room. Oh. Oh, cool.
Okay.
It's a cage of ribs, more or less intact. Now, this might be useful.
Don't know why. Oh, to catch a
It worked.
crab.
You won't miss a few bones. It looks just like that eel statue in Iceland.
It does. We should probably save it, I think.
So I don't know when the next Nazi's going to actually be overpowered and take us out.
Go into the statue room again.
I can't reach it from here. Looks deep. I don't think that'll work.
Too bad these are all just rooms. We should be able to talk to Sophia now, at least, as well, because we killed that Nazi.
Yeah, but he was never close enough. I don't think there's any of those vents that are close enough.
Well, there was one that said that he said basically, like, I can't talk to when the Nazi's here.
Oh, okay. So that bottom one.
Yeah.
Which is in the northwest quadrant. One of those rooms. If I remember correctly.
Guess it doesn't like water.
Okay. But we know that.
We'll try that room with the crabs and see if we can catch one.
Come here!
Jesus. That wasn't me,
carved
folks.
to look like a beetle. It's carved to look like a beetle. I can't move it.
Okay. Let's see. Thing is, it doesn't tell me if these rooms have a grate in it. That's the annoying part. Like this.
Okay, did you draw the circular maze when you were little?
It's got it tattooed on her back.
It's like Prison Break.
I'm yet to actually find a grate that a room where you can interact with the crabs, though.
That first room is one I can think of. The one with the water in the middle.
Yeah, I couldn't interact with the crabs, though, so I'd have to probably put that in the water then.
Yeah, but that's like the closest. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because that's the closest to having anything selectable. And it's called the crab room too.
Don't turn around, Nazi.
I hope this catches crabs.
I guess we'll leave it alone. Oh.
That's not how it works, but okay.
There's a feisty crab in there.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do I put the crab inside the machine? In the funnel?
Come here!
Thank you, Tonks. I'll collect some water anyway.
The jar is now full of water.
Now we've got to try and find where that lava machine room, whatever it was called. Which I think is south from here.
If we put in the machine room, you come across it again, put the crab in the funnel.
Yep.
Maybe it needs a living being sacrifice.
And these are all lava room there. Almost missed it. Oh. Looks like that shape. Yeah.
I'd rather not stick my hand under a stream of molten lava.
Come on now.
Oh,
Don't
come
be
on.
scared.
I don't think that'll work. It's a fish spigot.
Beg your pardon?
It's a small pedestal. I don't think that'll work.
So I must have to give that to someone, not use it.
I'd rather not stick my hand under a stream of molten lava. What an archaeological find.
Alright, I'll save it here at least. I think we gotta go speak to Sophia. I wonder why that is, Psycho. Oh, we're gonna have to beat the shit out of this
You
guy.
must be Indiana Jones. Looks like your adventure is over.
Don't be too sure. Let's see how big a goon you really are.
Enough talk.
He doesn't have anything worth taking.
Finish him!
He's dead. Damn it. I want to go to this one instead.
That's in the top right quadrant.
It seems to be an air vent.
Yeah, Indiana.
I remember because we took a vent to that quadrant, and then you took another event in that quadrant, and it led there.
Ooh. Let's guess this room, maybe? Or that room?
Top right. Although you could do that one.
You reckon,
Oh, yeah,
what, this
top right.
one?
I've go in that top right. So if you go right from here,
Like into the hallway, right?
down the hallway, yeah.
Okay.
Although that grade in there probably takes you to the top right.
I'll try that, yeah. Oh, here we are.
Oh,
I can't reach it.
Did that say rib cage? Oh, her cage.
Sophia?
There we go.
What?
What?
I just crawled through a mile of mud for you.
It was a picnic compared to life in this cell.
Did you miss me?
Put it this way, even your company beats this cell.
Are you all right?
I'll feel a lot better once you open this cell.
Sophia?
Well?
See you soon.
I'm gonna
Don't leave
you
me
there.
here, Indy.
Trying to think. I thought that was going to be a sure thing.
Finish her!
Oh, I wish I could. Maybe if I go back out and back in, he'll change location. Have we been to this subway?
eat fresh.
It's not fresh at all. Oh, this sentry room we haven't been in. Come on, don't tip
It's
the...
marked off. Oh, that goes through to that other room. Okay. So can we use the jar with that water?
Okay, I've emptied the jar into the pool.
Let me fill it again.
The jar is now full of water.
That's just water.
Glug glug.
That doesn't seem to work.
Alright, I think I'm going to need at least a glance at Saiku's walkthrough, or Steve, if you use your crystal ball as well.
So, Saki, do you have a note before I look at the walkthrough?
One of the bad things about having this cold and flu is fog brain.
It seems to be blocking the doors.
Okay.
I can't pick that up. That doesn't seem to work. It's a light wand. It must have been part of some ancient machine. I don't think that'll work.
So one sec, the thing I bookmarked was just on that section we're stuck on.
There's a feisty
Just
crab
one
in there.
now.
It looks just like that eel statue in Iceland. I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work.
Maybe I can put the crab into the lava. You do not see me. There we go.
Machine room. We are somehow supposed to fill the cup with lava.
Yeah, something about our hands though.
Guess it must be later because it started with the machine room. But then it said about the lava, so it must be later that it says it, how to do it. So we got the bronze. Oh yeah, we got both of those. Bronze gear and spoked wheel. Fish head room. Okay.
I'm gonna take a guess
Yeah,
before you tell
that's
me.
we could have been stuck in that for fucking months if it was the old
Okay.
days. Leave the maze where we came in.
No, what are you doing, Indy? Hang on, I just saw a question mark there. What was that? Did you see that?
Huh?
There was a question mark just for a split second.
It's still loading in.
Try that again. Do exactly what I did last time. I would swear, like, I'd put money on what I saw, but I guess it's not there anymore. Oh shit. Come on. Whew. Alright.
Okay, click pick up and ladder.
Oh wow. Oh, that allows us to cross that gap, right?
Across the chasm, yep.
You remember what the chasm room's called?
Sorry.
Statue room, I think
Statue
it's
room.
called. Yep.
Yeah, there's multiple statue rooms, but it's one of the statue rooms.
This one.
Yeah, just hang back until he's...
That was cool.
Yeah, it's not the... It's the cup that holds the lava.
They should do it so once you've been to all the places, it's just a list that you can click on.
If not, it could be better at naming them.
Lava room is just down here.
I'd rather not stick my hand under a stream of molten lava.
You gotta pick up the fish head first.
Which would just be as dangerous, but anyway.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna try something.
Put the crab there.
No. I want to get rid of this fucking thing.
That clay jar couldn't hold the lava.
Excellent.
Did you know that was gonna happen?
Well, I just wanted that out of my inventory. I just
Yeah, did you know it
assumed
was gonna actually get destroyed? Because I would have assumed he would have just gone, no, I can't do it.
Aha.
Okay. What does that give us? Oh, we go back to the... Okay. Make a good weapon against Nazis, let me tell you.
Yeah, just splash some lava in their face.
Crab room, machine room.
Oops.
Guys, being sick sucks. True story. Jackpot! I wonder if we can just keep going back and just getting more and more and more.
Yeah, you can. It said. I was looking up what to do next.
Well, well, orichalcum beads. I'll put them in the box too.
Wonder how many there are. Only 3? I guess it's in case if we need it later on.
Yeah, it was kind of like a pachinko. or the sounds at least.
Statue room. Yes. I'm just gonna reset this guy. Jesus, Tongs. I'll tell you a story. So last night I was feeling especially rubbish, and so I thought I want some ice cream, make me feel a little better. So I went down to 7-Eleven, just a quick walk in the night, and there was Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I think that's what it's called, right? I've heard good things about Ben and Jerry's. I've never really had it before. $14 for like a pint, which is ridiculous. But it's average ice cream. I don't know how it got so big. It's okay, but it's nothing to write home about. Like, Melbourne has way better ice creameries out there. In fact, the best ice cream I've ever had, which is at a place called Peter Pippo. If you're ever in Melbourne, go to Peter Pippo. You could get 2 ice creams of the same quantity for the same price. Alright, let's see. Machine room. He's coming a bit too close. I mean, I like chunky stuff. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, it doesn't taste like legit ice cream. Well, it's legit ice cream, but it doesn't taste Italiano style. But also, $14 a pint? Get the fuck out of here. Man, this is tough. We've got the beads, but we could probably try putting another bead in the mouth of that thing that broke its head off.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe super ethical, but not ethical on the wallet. Ooh, let's go in here.
Wonder if I'm actually wondering if that'll work. Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah. I think so, Tongs. I think so. When you guys try Peter Pippo, you come back and we'll have this conversation again, and you'll be on your knees going, "Please, Baltimore, please forgive me. I was so wrong. I've seen the light." I'll be like, "Damn straight. Damn straight."
Nothing beats cookies and cream connoisseur though.
Come on.
Whoops, I guess I just wasted a bead.
For fuck's sake.
It's not your snow.
All right. What are we missing? Have a drink.
The evidence right. You should probably retry it when your taste buds.
I don't think that'll work.
You're not sick.
I can still taste it. Fine.
Nah, they'll be compromised a bit.
Maybe I'm just an ice cream snob. I don't know. Have you had Peter Pippo, Steve?
No, I don't think I've had Ben and Jerry's though either.
Peter Pippo's is located on Grave Street. And they're so good they survived COVID. As in, like, people still went there. Kept them in business because it's so good. It's really cheap too. Like, if you get a cup, I think it's like $6.50 or something for a cup. Yeah. That's funny, Michael. But yeah, you should go there as well. It's so fucking good. Went there on Saturday even. All right, Steve, we're gonna need another hint.
Right. The one thing I saw was what the next area is, even though I don't know it yet. So
Yeah.
Subway is the next. So we can eat fresh, and we can have meatball subs
Subway.
and tuna subs.
It's where you almost lost a cousin there.
Almost lost a cousin.
Yeah, the worst food poisoning of my life. Lisa almost took me to the
That was a
morgue.
question mark.
Where?
I found it. To the right of where the cursor coming is. That tuck room there. Right a bit more, a little bit down. Now right. No, it's not a... Oh, no, that was it. I had a question mark on that room.
There you go. I wasn't going mad. Thank goodness. Psycho, no, don't go to Sydney. Sydney's overrated. Melbourne is where it's at. Like, for real. If you want food, coffee, culture, you go to Melbourne.
I think...
If you want pretentious dickheads, then Sydney's the way to go.
Oh, yeah, because Melbourne really has a shortage of those.
No, true. We don't, but at the same time, like, Sydney's fucking shithouse.
Now, I do 2 to 3 days in Sydney, and so you can see the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House, and then get the fuck out of there. Basically, that's how you do Sydney.
The worst thing about Sydney, I went there for a work trip, and it was like 6 o'clock, about 6:30, and I wanted to go get dinner. Everywhere in the CBD was closed for dinner. Like, what the fuck? Like, Melbourne is nightlife constantly, right? You can go get food whenever you want. But Sydney, whew.
And I've got the curfew now. So
And that was another Steve
Not
back.
too sure. This was pre-COVID when I went, so if it's curfewed, maybe 3 p.m.
No, the curfew was before COVID. There was a rule that I thought it was anywhere that dispenses alcohol, which is why the whole place shuts down.
Oh, right, maybe that's
It's something
it.
like at 10 p.m. anywhere that serves alcohol has to shut down or not serve alcohol. And then that means the supporting businesses sort of means they don't have much to do at night. I think because at the time it was big because it was shutting down. It pretty much decimated their nightlife.
It's
But
just,
I don't know. Melbourne has our nightlife still consists of drunken idiots beating the shit out of each other, so it's not like it's that much of a loss.
I think though with what really gets my goat about Sydney is it's the city that everywhere else in the world knows. Like an uneducated choice to go to, in a sense. Like, I don't know. There's much better cities. The only city I would say don't go to before Sydney is Perth.
That's just mean.
Oh, come on, mate. Perth.
I've been to Perth and it was pretty nice.
You won't miss a few bones.
I actually have to go to Perth on my trip overseas because it's like a trip to Perth and then from Perth straight to London. London. We're at the subway.
It's when people are from Perth are tourists in other countries, that's when they're a fucking nightmare. They just turn into animals.
The Opera House is good, yeah, for sure. And like, don't get me wrong, I've had some good times in Sydney. Like, I got to hang out with Weezer on a party barge in the Sydney. What do you call it? What's the bay? Got mind fog.
No, I don't even know the name.
Sydney Harbour. Yeah, like in there. I went to Subway. There's nothing there, Steve. Is it the other Subway?
Maybe. At least one of them. I'm assuming the Rockelium's powered up or something.
There was a dead body there and it was like crashed. I'll go to the other one. There's two
It's
of
probably
them.
not that one because that was where we got something from.
What are you wanting about Psycho? It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, where the water is.
This subway. It has to be different, right? Surely it is. Doesn't make sense. Ah. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. I'll show you guys a photo later on. I guess the difference as well is Steve's right. There's like every city has its bunch of dickheads, Melbourne included. But I tend to, in my old age, I don't really go to pubs anymore. I like to go fine dining, like going to actual restaurants for good meals. And you don't really get those dickheads because they're still wanting to go and get drunk at cheap dive bars and things.
Okay, so yeah, my mistake, because it's listing rooms but not in order of what you should do. It's just listing them. So it's listed the subway as where you get the rib cage.
Yep.
2 sections after the crab room where it's explained what you use the crab. Same as the cup. Okay, so next one is a sentry room with the double doors.
Yep. We can go back there. A boomer. Because I was born just after World War II, was I? Great.
The
statue room or sentry room?
Sentry room, I guess. It's one of the sentry because I think there's 2, but no, sentry room.
I wish they were named. Like, I wish we could name them even. I might have to fight this Nazi. Oh. Actually, maybe not. Look at that. That Brian Bell is a massive bellend. Oh, yeah. He was just rude. Like, everyone else was so lovely. And he just wasn't, like, it's like he didn't want to be there anymore. Rivers was so shy. It was crazy. Okay, not this way. Man, this Nazi. There we go. I think if they remade this game, there's a lot to change to make it even better. Because it is fun, and I do love the different ways about going about it. But, Sentry Room, that's the one we wanted, right?
Yeah, because it blocks off the other room.
Okay, cool.
Because I guess if you did still have the stealth element, you'd have it as a linear thing and then make this bit. I'm not sure what you do with this bit. Okay, so do you have orichalcum beads?
Yep.
Okay, just don't put it in its mouth.
Yeah.
That's not the solution.
Figured that out the hard way.
But it's, to do with the orichalcum beads.
I don't think that'll work. That doesn't seem to work. I don't think that'll work.
I don't know what else they could do.
Something else in your inventory.
I don't think that'll work. It's already on. I don't think that'll work.
Oh, I was hoping we could get rid of the gum.
Hey, it's getting hot.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about this. Nice. Call back from him before. Ooh, bit of slag.
It's all that's left of the eel statue. I don't need a worthless heap of slag. The century statues have it locked up tight.
Does that mean he's going to dump Sophia?
What's that?
It was a joke. Like, click on the pick up slag again.
It's all that's left of the eel statue.
Oh. Yeah, it is.
If I use the
I said I don't want a worthless piece of slag, and that's why I said so he's going to leave Sophia behind.
Right. If I use an Orochimaru bead in the thing's mouth now, will it be okay?
Yeah, I haven't seen, unless you want me to check, but I assume that's the next thing.
I'll try it. I can make some more if need. You know what? I'm going to quickly save it. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, slag is like it's kind of like a mixture of low class and promiscuous.
Yes.
But it's usually a term used by other low class women, because it's like, yeah, you fucking slag, fucking Jenny down the fucking store.
Next on the list, I would say my gut feeling is broken sword, because that's a really good one, but I'll have to have a think when I'm got a clearer
Once it was
mind.
a priceless artifact. Now it's a pile of junk.
I'm not putting my lips on that.
I didn't know it was British. I guess it makes sense.
Not much left of him. Sophia?
Yes?
See you soon.
Don't leave me here, Indy.
It's like whatever.
Guess we need to get her out.
It's not big or sturdy enough to do any good.
Use crab with Sophia.
Okay, give her a meal.
I don't think that'll work.
No.
I guess we also do use the terms of slagging someone off.
It's kind of, I feel that it was more of an 80s thing more than now. I don't hear anyone say slag anymore.
And in the right areas.
Yeah, probably that's true.
The female equivalent of Alan, old man Alan would
Jones, don't you dare leave me here, you
would say slag.
troglodyte.
Whoa. Brutal.
Oh. That's a good one for Tonkel.
Ooh, we got a Kraken. It's like Goonies 2.
The video game, or was there a movie, Goonies 2?
The game. And there was one on NES.
It's a pile of bones. Maybe they're animal bones. I don't need any old bones.
Yum. Nice.
I made him not hungry, so he's not.
I can't reach it.
Oh, what if we use this? We haven't used that whip in a while.
I can't reach it.
Oh, come on now.
I can't reach it.
Oh, do we need the ladder again?
Oh, we might.
Oh, that would be real poo. I'm gonna use my whip one more time.
I don't think that'll work.
But then that's weird design, because he picks up the Sunstone or Worldstone when you forget about that. When you would need it from the future, but doesn't grab the ladder.
Unless I can just walk in the water now. Well, that saved us a lot of walking.
It's not operating. I don't think that'll work. It's a strange carving.
Use the rock Helcom with the raft.
I don't think that'll work. Whoa! This
Had to
thing's got
feed
a
it.
motor.
Ha! This is cool.
It's closed. It's a stone knob. I don't think that'll work. It's a stone knob.
Great.
So how come you working it?
Oh, float to spindle. I don't think we can.
It doesn't quite fit.
Oh,
I don't think that'll work. It doesn't quite fit.
Okay, so the gum doesn't quite fit either.
I thought it was going to be a death. But they've murdered us once. They've violated their sacred rule.
It's a stone knob.
Who wants a stone knob? What about the statue?
It looks like a stone fish head. It's a stone knob. I don't think that'll work.
Great. What are we missing?
It's a strange carving.
Maybe we can go back and talk to Sophia. I wonder how she got in there, if that's the case. Like, how are we meant to open this?
They locked her in. Do we need some sort of... Oh, did he?
I can't pick that up.
With the destroyed sentry, is that a piece... Is that a little disc? Can that be picked up?
There's
So
too
I
much
noticed it
junk
when
to
it
carry.
broke.
Oh yeah, there.
Yes, that's your part.
It's some kind of machine part.
Oh, maybe when we put it on the disc, we can put the thing to open it up. We'll try it.
Come back here, Jones.
I'll clear off.
I don't think that'll work.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It's closed. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll
Save her
work.
before whatever happens, happens.
Say that again?
I reckon we got to save her. We got to release her before whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
To open those gates.
It's some kind of machine part.
I'll give it to her.
I don't think that'll help me. I don't think that'll help me. I don't think that'll help me.
It looks pretty heavy.
Ha! That's
Are
all.
you sure this is safe?
All we needed to do.
Hurry up.
And let you drop this bronze door on me?
Just trust me.
Not if you're going to yell.
Oh, my.
What makes you think this is safer now?
Get a move on and find out.
I need a moment to think.
I can't hold this up much longer.
Hey, that's a Terminator 2 reference. Could be.
I think the option to brace it with a rock. Unless she doesn't have a... She'll say she doesn't have a rock.
What makes you think this is
Was
safer
there an option that said
now?
that?
Yeah. So...
Get a move on and find out.
I need a moment to think.
Brace the door with a rock.
I don't have a rock.
It's kind of like a rock.
I don't think that'll help me.
Gosh.
Sophia,
Well,
see you soon.
don't leave me here, Indy. What makes you think this is safer now?
Trust me.
You I trust, the door I don't.
Just trust me?
Just
keep
trust
on
me.
that.
Not if you're going to yell.
Well, I'm gonna
Can you
save.
pick up any of
Ghost
the...
of you.
Can you pick up any of the sentry stuff?
Only that gear.
Oh, that bit to the left, is that a different pick?
There's too much junk to carry.
The left bit? The thing resting against... Okay, that's nothing. Looks like something that could be used to prop it up.
That's not big or sturdy enough to help me.
It's not big or sturdy enough to do any good.
I don't think that'll help me. I don't think that'll help me. What
Can't
makes you
remember if
think
we've
this is
exhausted
safer
everything.
now?
Yeah, because trust me seems a good start.
Trust
it's just
me.
yelling doesn't work
You
after
I
that.
trust, the door I don't.
That's a good one, Tongs. I wish I could. Let's try pulling it.
I can't move it.
Psycho, how's your guide going? Does it have anything that can help?
It's pointing at Sophia's necklace.
Okay. So looked it up, just so I have in my mind whether I'd say it or not. But you can't save her at the moment, so you have to put up with... You have to, yeah, leave with her in there and go to the canal.
Sure. Why you say anything? Piss off, Sophia.
Come back here, Jones.
You troglodyte.
I don't even know what a troglodyte is. Doesn't sound good though.
I think it's the... No, it just means someone who hates technology. It's like the... I think it's from Journey to the Center of the Earth, where you've got the city of people on top and people on the bottom.
don't think
The
that'll
troglodytes
work.
are the technology-less
I don't think
people
that'll work.
afraid of anything new.
Yeah.
It's closed. It doesn't quite fit.
Maybe it's the glowing thing with the new machine part we've got.
I don't think that'll work.
Maybe another combination of that machine part.
I don't think that'll work.
Okay, so that's very similar to this stone head.
And the bronze gear.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work.
I'll be out of Orichalcum.
No.
I know the box is closed.
Yep.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work.
There's something to do with the crab mouth. We try everything with that.
As in the crab that I'm standing on?
I know there's a statue in the background. Fish head, sorry.
It's a strange carving.
Go have a look.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. It's a strange carving.
So I looked up to see what might have been missing.
Yeah.
You're not going to like it.
What?
So something about stone discs, which I'm assuming means the world stone and sunstone and...
Fantastic.
I can walk now. Just walk through now. It's actually pretty cool. Although the Nazi can too.
Ah, Dr. Jones. You got away before, but not this time.
Don't be too sure. Let's get this over with.
My thought exactly.
He doesn't have anything worth taking.
Why would you walk that way? Else?
I can't pick that up.
Yeah. Right. And Nazi's gone at least. So I did add the Bolt story time sound alert to the sound alerts, but maybe hold off doing that until I'm feeling a bit better. Steve, do you remember, did you like Old Man Winter? Or did you also think he was a fuckhead?
Just sort of neutral. Like,
neutral.
Like living with, like not having to live with him means I don't have like not annoyed with him or anything like that.
Right.
It was after you were living there. Was when I started hearing the stories of like cremating the pie and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was Ellen, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So like reasonably neutral. Like he just sometimes talked my ear off when I visited.
It's closed. It doesn't quite fit. It doesn't quite fit.
Hey, DS.
There we do. Go.
Yep.
Oh yeah. DS, welcome in. Good to see you. All right, let's use this big boy.
It's closed.
So it seems like the big one is the one that opens. Let's go left.
Oh, it could change because it referred to just using all of them until one works.
Oh, okay. This looks like nothing.
It doesn't quite fit.
Ah, yeah, okay. Maybe it's the next medium one. Yeah, okay. Well, this looks like some good shit. I'm just gonna go around though. What's that?
Just letting DS know we don't always use a walkthrough, but we've just used it for this one case. That's how we know about the
It's closed.
discs.
It doesn't quite fit.
Okay, we use the small one now. I'm hoping it goes in a loop.
Knowing this game though, I wouldn't assume it.
Well, that's okay. Ooh.
I'll never get through here.
Medium? There is so much to explore. It's like the caverns all over again.
Yeah, that's why initially I was thinking I was hoping it was not that much, but then I realized it's anything like the caverns and anything like the maze we've just been through, it'll be branching.
Okay, it's looped because this one's open and I
Yeah,
opened.
because that must be the one you opened to the right.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
there's only 2 spokes off this canal, looks like. Yep, that's a start.
Tongs, I don't think you you replied in regards to playing that Dawn game with us. You good for that? Ooh.
Must have been part of some ancient machine.
Cupboard. Oh.
I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work.
Can't pick up the gear? Is that attached to the wall?
Oh, okay.
I don't think that'll work.
Okay, that's cool. For some reason, I thought it was like something you insert.
Yeah, it's stuck in the wall. I wonder what the cupboard thing is for. So when you got to hide something in there later?
Well, we saw the other area that used to have a cupboard, but the door was missing. Remember that? Yeah.
Because I wonder what that insert was.
Okay.
Looks kinky. Could maybe tie Sophia up to that later.
I can't lift the whole thing at once.
Okay.
I don't think that'll work. I can't see anything from down here.
Do we need the ladder?
It's a chain through a loop of stone. It's a loop of bronze where the arm used to connect.
Awesome.
Huh.
I can't make the chain reach that far. I don't think that'll work.
Okay.
Maybe it's the other way around because the other one looks a bit longer.
Or maybe.
I can't make the chain reach that far.
I don't know.
It's a chain with one end looped through the door loop. I don't think that'll work. It's an arm of the statue. I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work.
If we have to use the ladder, I'm gonna shit.
I can't see anything from down here. It's a broken statue.
I mean, we must. At this point, we should have known to grab the ladder before we left. We had to go all down the canal to get it to.
It's so weird because this game has aged really well in other places, but this kind of thing.
That's kind of the narcissist, like it's almost verging on the sort of narcissist style gameplay.
Maybe the developers in the back of their mind thought, well, at least we're not doing Sierra-like deaths. It's not all bad.
Maybe when that infamous King's Quest game is being developed, this is the game they saw and they've gone, right, hold my beer.
Yeah. You know how like when we watch Robot Space and we're always like save. I think you guys are going to need to remind me to pick shit back up. All right, where was it? It was Statue Room.
Is it called the crevice room? Oh, Statue Room.
Piss off. Which I think was up this way. I wonder what the speed run for this game is.
This came up recently because I was watching that YouTube video on the speedrunners of Monkey Island.
Yeah.
They're talking about the elements of Monkey Island being randomly generated, like the insults.
Chance again. Too bad you didn't leave when you
like
had
what
the
pirates
chance.
you run into for the insults.
Don't you know when to
And
quit?
what the combination is on the safe is randomized.
Put 'em up.
But having a guess at the combination sometimes pays off.
He doesn't have anything worth taking.
Yeah.
And there's controversy around, do you allow
Someone
saves
just
coming?
subscribed to
Because
Baltimore's
by saves
channel,
coming, you
so
can
they get
like
a face waterfall.
load,
That's how we do
see a
things
pirate.
around
If you
here.
get the wrong insult, load, see a pirate, try to get new insults quicker. But when he's talking about that, he goes, the precedent was set with this game, Fate of Atlantis, because this one's renowned for having random generator crap all the way through it. So it's like, oh, that's the game we're playing. Got referenced.
Clunky, welcome in. Thank you so much for subscribing. Absolutely love it. Appreciate it. Every little bit helps. I am as sick as a dog at the moment, so please excuse this this voice of mine.
Rotosite verifies there is a speed running community around this one.
So I watch a speedrunner of Resident Evil 2, like the remake of it.
Okay.
And he'll, at a moment's notice, like he could be like 45 minutes in and at a moment's notice just restart because he did a run incorrectly. So I'm guessing with the Monkey Island stuff, if you didn't get the right insults or whatever, like if something went a little awry, you just start again without even thinking about it.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think, especially with the random number generator, I think it's like, especially if you're going for saveless, if you get just like the wrong insults from the pirates, you'll just start again.
Yeah.
I think there was another one later down the game. Oh, the head of the navigator stuff, because like when you're in that lava area, even when you've got the head of the navigator, it's a different amount of time taken to get through it, because it depends on, like, if it's constantly putting you on the opposite side of the screen as where the next exit is.
Yep.
That's longer than if it's right next to it. So you can get all the way up to there and then go, no, this is bullshit, this is wasted 10 seconds.
For sure. There is software that they run in the background as well that'll actually checkpoint everything you're doing based on, I guess, like maybe memory or something, which is pretty cool. I wonder if point and clicks could do something like that. Hey, speaking of software, you know how
this definitely does that, because you could see it when they're doing it.
You know how you're always like creating little apps and things for you know, efficiency or whatever. There's one that I thought of at work because it's an absolute pain in the ass, and I don't know if it exists. Maybe chat can tell me if it exists. But if you ever work in a corporate job where you're interacting with people all around the world, I would love a Venn diagram of time zones. So you slot in Steve's time zone, you slot in Mike from New Zealand's time zone, Peter's from London, whatever, and it determines the perfect time to interact with each other based on the times that they're working in a Venn diagram. Is that a thing? Could that be a thing? It's easy enough when you're dealing with one person with time zones, but when you got like a whole team that have different time zones, it's crazy.
Yeah, I guess it's just, well, that wouldn't be a Venn diagram, it would be just the times that everyone's on, I guess.
Can you believe it?
And because that's just normal. I would have thought any scheduler would do that, but I guess they generally don't. But that's where you'd want it, because then it would, because you need to do it even more efficiently. You needed people to be entering like annual leave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is matter that the email like Outlook usually handles.
Right, and so Outlook and also Google Calendar only allow you to put in 2 other time zones maximum. So you can have yours and 2 other ones. But yeah, it's
surprising they don't do it, because they're the ones in a position to use it, because they've got all that data and it's just
it's
easy piece of functionality to just go. So I'm assuming it's just you put everyone in the list and then it gives you a set of time ranges when everyone's available.
Yeah.
It's debris from the robot. I can't pick that up.
Okay, let's have a look in here. Oh, okay. One of these kind of puzzles. Oh shit. What?
I don't think it fits that way. Oh.
That won't work.
Don't tell me I need another one.
It just spat the bead back out.
What is this based off? Like, we've got no context.
No. I put the middle one just because that's probably where the bead goes in the middle.
Yeah,
so put those two back in the top left and top right because they've got holes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The bead won't fit there.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, we've got no context though.
The bead won't fit there.
Okay, so it has to be then this thing.
It just spat the bead back out.
At least it fits, right?
But also we don't know if that half thing is set properly.
This automatically rotates too, so I don't really get a...
It just spat the bead back out.
Oh, do these represent suns and moons and shit?
Maybe, but spitting the bead out is probably... Putting the bead is probably last, and it's probably the equivalent of pressing the spindle when we're doing the sun and moon stuff. It said mouth before. Is that what the part name is called?
Yeah, I did see that. I don't know where I saw it, but yeah, it said mouth.
If we go out of this, will it... Is there like a picture somewhere?
Nothing
like
happened.
a statue?
It's debris from the robot.
If we need another part, I'm gonna shit.
It looks like there's space for another part, actually. Should I have a peek, or should Saku have a look?
I can't put it there.
Psyche, if you want to check yours.
The bead won't fit there.
I just saw something that said this should have 5 parts in the bottom of the screen.
Are you serious? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there, it says mouth there.
I'm probably still missing it. But also, I just saw where the picture is that tells us what the configuration is anyway, but we're probably missing it. Should I keep looking?
Yep. Need one more. Wouldn't be an issue if it just takes so long to navigate.
Oh shit. Oh no, what the backtracking?
Okay, where were we backtracking?
Oh, we needed...
Do I need the ladder?
I have a clue. No, it's the thing when you make... You know the place where you make orichalcum beads?
Yep.
Remember we left a part in that machine to make it work?
Oh, you need to take that as well?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I think it said it at the time, but I was thinking we've got to grab it if we're not making anymore. I just didn't know we were finished with making them.
Oh gosh. Well, let me tell you, we're not going to get the speedrun record.
No. This is a very inefficient run.
Sorry, MVP. Lise just delivered dinner. All right.
Hey, Dumpster.
DG, welcome in. Hope you're doing better than I am.
Yeah, Baltimore's sick, and we're constantly backtracking for stuff we forgot and all left behind.
So much backtracking. Now I have to remember what this room's called. Room.
Was just machine room, wasn't it?
Yeah, it probably is. Hopefully you don't have to fight the Nazi. Thank you so much, DG. Appreciate it.
Oh, he's gone the wrong way. Oh no, he is, but there's another way around.
Okay. Oh, he stopped for a second. It is a... What's it called when something's open plan?
Yeah, it's like disassembled or something.
Yeah.
Deconstructed.
It's a deconstructed burrito. As in, like, it's just open and hasn't been rolled. Which is fine by me, because I'm just eating it with a knife and fork. Machine room. There we go. I can't believe that. No, not in a bowl. It's basically a tortilla on a plate with the salad on top and chicken on top of that. And I've got some delicious Cholula sauce to go with it. Which is the quickest way. This way. Couldn't get no Old Bay on it though. I don't even know. Do you eat Old Bay on chicken?
What's Old Bay?
It's a spice blend. Cholula is good though. I should like spray it all over my food.
Turn around.
That's alright. I'm gonna knock him out.
Chance again.
Punch him out.
Too bad you didn't leave when you had the chance.
Don't you know when to quit?
You're gonna sucker punch him, even though it's not really a sucker punch.
Sure am.
Put him up.
Finish him.
He doesn't have anything worth taking.
Just his pride.
And his virginity if we want to.
Jesus. Try to get sponsored by them. That'd be pretty good.
Chance. You never learn.
Don't be too sure.
I'd have to talk about Old Bay for... What was it? I think it was... Time Waffle was going to do a sponsorship with... It was like Blue Apron or something along those lines. HelloFresh or something. And they said you had to talk about it for... It was like for 45 minutes out of a 2-hour stream or something like that. It was something ridiculous like that.
Wow.
Let's get this over with.
So at that point, you're doing an infomercial rather than a stream.
Exactly.
He doesn't have anything worth taking.
Oh, so before you go into the room, go into that other one off the canal?
The one with the cupboard?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just looking for something.
Is that supposed to be F off HelloFresh?
HelloFresh is pretty good though. We get it a fair bit, and the recipe cards that they give you with your meal, so you can make the same stuff again when you go to the supermarket. pretty damn good.
I'm assuming that's what Barjo in front of something means.
Yeah. Tongs is yeah, he's on it. All right, I'm here.
I'll close the cupboard.
Oh,
I think there's a reason it's got to have the door. Maybe have a look.
What's this?
okay.
That only helps a bit.
Or not at all. Like this bit, sure.
Well, the thing comes in the middle. I'm trying to think of what the clue might be, but I can't see. To me, each corner is symmetrical.
I think maybe because the moons are on the side. No, but then so are the cogs. Now the cogs could be above as well, though.
Then that doesn't tell us which part goes. Which part goes where?
Fuck it, let's wing it.
It just spat the bead back out.
Okay, so
I think that is the one
That won't
thing.
work. It just spat the bead back out.
But the one thing I noticed, I think that when the small glance of the walkthrough sort of confirms it. Take them all off.
Mhm.
And this is something I noticed.
That won't work.
And then put the spoke down in the middle, the bronze, that one.
okay.
And then that thing on top. So I don't know what else, but that does actually match the diagram. It did have that
That won't
three-way.
work.
I just didn't know what the thing looked like, so I didn't know that was necessarily saying what that is.
Haha, look at that.
Well, nothing happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thought I was a genius for a second.
Oh, so that.
Well, nothing happened.
So if that thing represents the moon, it'd be to the side, but I don't know what side because it was symmetrical, the diagram.
The cog.
It's gone.
Alright. I'm gonna pick up the ladder because that's what we do. Hang on, didn't that open the door? Why can't I go through?
It's a loop of bronze where the arm used to connect.
Isn't that what just happened? Am I missing something?
I thought so. Maybe use the ladder again and see if we can do it again.
It can't move anymore in that direction.
Okay, so now maybe we take the chain off.
I better get down from here first.
Okay.
I'm glad you know what to try next because I've Still.
I can't make the chain reach that far.
Okay.
Still confused.
The chain is already on the loop. I can't lift the whole thing at once.
Come on now.
It's a chain with one end looped through the door loop. I can't lift the whole thing at once.
Come on.
I think there is a different configuration we're supposed to do. So go back into it. So the crescent goes onto the right.
Oh yeah, this can go here and this can
I
go
have to
on the
remove
other side.
something first.
Because these are the little cogs that I was using. Should do it up there.
So I think that diagram shows you, because you had that picture of the people, that's showing you the arm configurations he goes into when you've got certain combinations.
Okay, that clicked.
Oh, so now we can connect the thing?
Oh, the arm went down, yeah. Okay. Okay. And then
Because now we put it down and he'll... No, that... No, is the hemisphere back where it was?
I thought we were going to do it the... Because this has to spin on a cog, right? So I don't think this is going to... Because it was spinning on this one before and this one here. So I thought if we did the reverse, what we did last time...
I think by putting it down, we're making him move the same arm back into the original...
We'll try it. Oh, there you go. Cool. Ooh, hinge pin. Gonna need that.
Grab the ladder.
Debris.
I can't pick that up.
That was always there.
Yay! Alright, cool. You know what, guys? I reckon we'll call it there. We got through a majority of that hell.
Yeah. But
thank you so much for joining. Always a pleasure. Sorry I'm not feeling the best. Be fit as a fiddle in no time, I'm sure. Absolutely progress. That's the main thing.
Look of ice cream, I might grab one, but it's going to be a crappy convenience store one, but...
Like a Magnum or something?
Yeah, I'll see when I get there, but possibly a Magnum at the very least. Won't be one of the fancy... what was the other one? So Peter Papadomo's one?
Sorry, say that again?
You know which one I mean. I just can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Peter Pippo. Ah, okay, yeah,
Peter
yeah. Lanky, how you doing? Good to see you. It was it was a sickly stream, but we made some progress. So yeah, we are actually calling it now. So you've just arrived just on time. But yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. I believe this weekend, early in the morning, Michael and I are gonna do a little collab for something special. You'll have to wait and see. That'll be 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That means Michael will actually have to wake up. But yeah, happy Easter. And yeah, guys, good to see you. And we'll catch you next time. Ciao.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See ya.